Hello there, viewers and subscribers. Welcome back to Wizards of Sports TV. As you already know the voice, it's your boy Sports with Greg. And I just want to give a quick roundup of the Premier League thus far, as we have reached the midway point. Some people might have thought that Christmas was the midway point, but we have just gotten to the midway point. Actually, this weekend round of games will be the exact 19 game point. So, just want to give a quick roundup and get your views and performances for the season so far. I come up with a few coaches for coach of the season so far. Erik Ten Hag at Man U, has done a great job thus far. Most Man U fans are happy with him, the way he has dealt with football business at the club. Some haven't been so happy thus far, especially with the fact of how the whole Cristiano Ronaldo scenario went down. But you can see where it has benefited the team, or most of his decisions have benefited the team. And by the time this video is posted, they could be in second position. They could be in second place because they play Crystal Palace today, and they could be 6 points off of Arsenal, playing Arsenal on Sunday, with the chance of cutting that lead to 3 points. But we'll see how that works out. But Ten Hag has done a very good job so far. Mikel Arteta, even though he has had the time at Arsenal to work on his plan, his system, so far it's going to plan this season, and he has a team in first place, surprising a lot of people, myself included. So Mikel Arteta is another one that has done an excellent job so far as a coach. The Fulham coach, Marco Silva, he's another coach that has been doing a brilliant job for the season thus far. Also Brentford coach, cannot remember his name right now, but he have them up in the top half of the table as well. So just a few of the coaches that have those four I would nominate for coach of the season so far. Ten Hag, Marco Silva, Mikel Arteta, and of course Brentford coach, like I said, been doing excellent job with those four teams. Actually, you could throw Newcastle coach in the mix as well. Eddie Howe. They're currently in the top four, and surprised a lot of people, because even though they have garnered some wealth, they have not done any crazy spending, and the players that they have brought in have all complemented their team very well. So those five, who do you think should be coach of the season so far? Eddie Howe, Brentford's coach, what's his name? Frank, can't remember his name right now. Erik Ten Hag, Mikel Arteta, and Marco Silva. Which of those five you think for coach of the season so far? Player of the season. A few that you could think of, but the main two that stand out right now is Martin Odegaard at Arsenal, and Casemiro at Man U, because of the impact that both of those players have had on their team thus far for the season. Either of them could be nominated for player of the season right now. And I'm going to throw a third one in there. He got injured this past weekend, but Bruno Guimaraes at Newcastle. That team seems to go where he goes. So let's see what happens if his injury is long term and he's out for any extended period of time. Let's see what happens. But of those three, which would you say has been the player of the season so far? Martin Odegaard, Casemiro at Man U, or Bruno Guimaraes at Newcastle? Who's your player of the season so far? Another nomination that I would like to make is for the purchase or arrival of the season so far. And I want to throw Saliba in this, because even though Arsenal owned him for the past 3 years, he wasn't a part of the squad yet. So, probably a bit of biasness there. I don't know. But between Saliba, Casemiro, Gabriel Jesus, now, which of those three players would you say is the arrival of the season so far? Who has impacted their season the most? Man U fans might lean more towards Casemiro, but who would the neutrals say? Who would the neutral fans say is the most influential arrival this season so far? Let me know your thoughts on that. But on to the title challenge itself. And Arsenal is leading the league. A lot of people still not convinced. I've heard people saying they still have City to play twice, which is true. Chelsea to play, Man U to play, Liverpool to play again. So a lot of big games coming up. Newcastle to play away. So a lot of big games still on the still to play for Arsenal. While teams like Man U, their schedule gets a bit lighter. And Man U is on a very good trajectory right now. Momentum is on their side. I don't see them falling off, at least not that badly, unless they lose someone like a Rashford or a Casemiro, which you could say the same thing about Arsenal if they lose like a Saka or a Thomas Partey or a Odegaard. Any of those players lost through injury can greatly affect either of those teams. But like I said, even with a strong squad, a lot of people feel like Arsenal is still not 100% convincing. And I cannot blame them for that, especially with the depth of our squad. You see the other day when Arsenal played Newcastle, when it came time for them to go to their bench to find a difference maker, to try to unlock the Newcastle defense, there was no one to go to. So actually no offensive changes were made. So, Arsenal, if they don't go out and add any depth to their squad during the winter transfer window, which has like 12 days left? Yeah, 12 or 13 days left in the window. It's going to be a tough one if no additions are brought in. So who do you think is the real deal right now? Who is the real contender? Is Arsenal a pretender? Or are they a real contender? Do you consider Man U, with the current run of form that they are on, do you consider them a contender for the league? Do you consider Newcastle a contender for the league? Or is Newcastle just fighting for a top 4 spot right now? Is City, with the way they are playing, I've heard a lot of people saying that, City are going to do what City normally does and make a run. But they don't seem to have that drive about them this year, I don't know if the players brought in just haven't brought the same amount of energy or motivation that the players that they have lost used to have. Or does the squad need refreshing? Have they, because they have won the Premier League so many times, not as motivated right now and are paying more attention to the Champions League? So is City a real contender still? What about teams outside the top 4? Tottenham, Chelsea has, brought in a lot of additions so far and are still looking to add in the transfer window. They just recently, pipped Arsenal to the signing of Mykhailo Mudryk. What is he gonna add? Along with Joe Felix when he returns from his suspension. And like I said, they're still looking at other options to bring in. Names like Leandro Trossard have been mentioned. Enzo Fernandez at Benfica is still being talked about. So do you think that Chelsea still have a chance to make a late push? Tottenham, still looking to add to their team. What about the smaller teams on the outside? The Brentford, the Fulham, the Brighton, Can they take a Champions League spot? What do you think about the race for top 4 so far? Let me know your thoughts, your predictions, and the relegation battle that is heating up. Everybody down there, all the teams down there, are trying to find their foot and are winning games, and it's making it hard down there. There's no clear-cut team right now that you can say this is a team that's gonna get relegated. Not this season, at least, at least not thus far. So let me know your thoughts on that. The season so far, Is Arsenal a true contender? They're just a pretender. Are they gonna fall off? You know, is the immaturity that you normally see with Arsenal, has they gotten over that? Has Mikel Arteta brought some steel to this team? Let me know your thoughts. Leave your comments in the comment section. And as usual, continue to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, stay safe. Peace out.